All right, folks. Dead internet theory is basically confirmed to be real. For those not aware, the dead internet theory stemmed from some forum post about 10 years ago where I think this was 2015, 2016. A guy basically tried to claim that most of the internet is not consisted of real users. Rather, it is a Westworld theme park like facade of just bots and AI pretending to be real people and making websites look more lively and interactive than they actually are, where the actual internet, the real internet in terms of people, is a husk of what it once was.
Gotcha.
And folks, we are entering that reality. It is basically confirmed at this point. Meta is adding AI users. Apparently, the investors at Meta believe that people want this.
Okay, so let me think back, because I knew this was existing, 10 years ago. Obviously, brands would bot out views and likes of things they were promoting, so it would do better than the algorithm. But now that we have AI-generated art, there's whole profiles. And what was the computer learning girl that they put on Twitter, and overnight it became a Tay? It was like Tay or something?
That was one of these early experimental builds for generative AI, I think, where they just taken a huge subset of data. And I guess Twitter has always had a great deal of racism and hatred for minorities. So naturally, an aggregate of all the data and tweets posted to Twitter would start to adapt and adopt those characteristics.
Right. So now what I was seeing just in the past year, now that this is really exploding, is on Facebook, a lot more AI-generated images by AI-run accounts, AI being whatever that is. And there would just be these ridiculous images, like a depiction of Jesus made out of shrimp that is being assembled by an African boy. And then all the comments are either bots or old people responding on Facebook saying, "Amen," or "God bless," or "This is so beautiful."
Yeah, it's interesting. Old people can't tell the difference. They have no frame of reference for what is a real internet image, where I can like probably tell in 90% of the cases, like instantaneously, that something is an AI generated image.
Yeah, because we sharpen ourselves to it. But I fear this has happened so quick. This is legitimately within 2024. So much AI technology has come out. I mean, from voice cloning to facial mapping and deepfakes has become something that the public can have access to and simply buy.
Some of it is useful. We're not like explicitly anti-AI people on this channel. In fact, we use a lot of it creatively in our projects now, obviously not to dictate the actual content, but like various tools in Photoshop, where Photoshop has had like content aware filter, content aware fill for a while now, and that's basically what generative AI is trying to do. So it's not like this stuff is unprecedented.
I mean, personally, I do agree with the idea of using AI to generate certain videos or responses from people. Like, I find that to be an issue that is dear to my heart.
Right, but as I say that, Rusty, there is a lot of crap in AI. This is like the new thing. Crypto was it 2 or 3 years ago as the thing where all the Silicon Valley investors, all the venture capitalist groups are salivating and getting their rocks off over any single project that has AI capabilities in it, because they think it's going to be the next Skynet and take over the entire world and just maximize their profits. So there's a lot of crap getting put out now in the AI market, stuff that has no value to any human being, stuff that just exists to aggravate and like devalue the user experience. And this is one of these examples where just for like seemingly absolutely no reason, people like I feel like it's well established by like anyone who actually uses the internet and social media that they don't want to be around a bunch of bots. If you're in an online video game, multiplayer online game, you don't want to be around a bunch of fucking bots. And for some reason, the Meta investors, the Meta board of directors, Zuckerberg, he thinks that this is what people want to see. They want to have like fake users on Instagram.
Well, okay, so let me really think about this for a second, because I think that I don't know how this is going to play out. Should I go ahead and switch back?
Yeah, this is one of the examples they provided to the press where
Yeah, so I've seen several of these accounts, and I don't know how this is actually going to play out because there are a lot of lonely people who are like even Gen X and above who would play those fully. I know everyone does, but like fully immersive games where you're in
yeah,
like
like
virtual
dating
reality.
simulators, and a lot of people, and this is not very widely reported because a lot of people who do this don't like to admit they do it, but these AI chatbots are very heavily used, and I think there was a specific case already
The
of
kid like killed himself.
yeah, someone was convinced to commit suicide by
Suicide,
speaking.
sorry.
I'm just gonna fucking say it during the live.
I have
If
to edit
YouTube
it.
wants to shut us down for saying like these common words that directly describe active news situations, then so be it. But yeah, basically the chatbot convinced the kid to kill himself.
Yeah.
And it's not like I really have a hard time believing it was one of these Skynet situations where
Hey, it's
it
probably
was like this insidious
ridiculous.
thing. Usually the person probably already had suicidal tendencies, and the bot just enabled them to do it. But
So-
this
so-
is great. This is clearly becoming a new part of a reality where, at least seemingly, there's a subset of people who doesn't mind and
Or
maybe
even
sometimes
doesn't know,
they
doesn't
actually
mind or
enjoy
doesn't
this,
know.
But I don't know. To me, this is just like
It seems like it's a market
This is
that
just
should be
garbage.
tapped into. If you were these companies, you should tap into either tricking old people who don't know better, uh, convincing or influencing the people who do know better and don't care. And there's still a lot of normies out there. I would like to do a test at some point to just show the average person who isn't chronically online, who doesn't work online, show them a series of videos and say, is this real, yes or no? To kind of gauge, I'm sure that this is what these companies are doing to figure out how
I think
close
probably
is their technology.
a majority of people are fooled already. A majority of
I'm sure
raw
I have.
traffic on the internet.
I imagine most people at this point have watched a video within the past few months and had to second guess, is this real or is this AI generated?
Now, what's being officially advertised by Meta here, as you can see in the description on the left, there is a little tag that says AI managed by Meta. So these are AI labeled accounts. This is not officially deception or fraud, but I figure the cat's out of the bag. What's to say they haven't been doing this already to inflate their user traffic, commit fraud, and basically just defraud advertisers and investors into thinking that these websites are more lively than they are? Because I don't know anyone
Yeah.
on my age now who goes on Facebook. You're more of a Facebook generation.
And it sucks. Facebook fucking sucks. It's, we have like 6 days left until they ban TikTok and everyone's forced onto Meta and Instagram Reels.
Yeah, and they got the botted profiles already. It's worth noting that Facebook literally already did this by faking their traffic, because this is probably some topic that we're going to explore more at a different time. But in 2013, 2014, after YouTube has established itself as a major marketplace on the internet for people to join and get traffic and earn ad revenue, Facebook tried to get in that market, and they actually successfully poached a lot of big brands. If you're between the age of 25 and 40, you probably remember the old website and YouTube channel College Humor,
Yes.
where they produced a lot of internet sketches, some of which were quite funny. They had talented people working for them, and they were like sort of a proto BuzzFeed like content farm. A lot of like people
They'd get a little
employed
edgy.
a lot of people employed in office in New York to make content, and they had at one time a top 50 most subscribed channel on YouTube. But in 2013 or 2014, they took a big gamble and they made a switch over to Facebook video. Because at the time, people were like saying like, oh, you can put your thing out on Facebook. Facebook has more active users than YouTube. You put out the same thing on Facebook, it gets 10 times as many views than you do on YouTube. And a lot of companies fell for it and got poached over. And what ended up actually happening is that Facebook was counting views as just impressions of anyone scrolling past the video
Right.
on the phone. So
For like
you
a
had,
second.
You had a video getting 10 million views on your Facebook feed, but maybe less than 1% of the views were actually engaging with the video and adding value to your brand as an entertainment company. And a lot of companies went bankrupt. Like College Humor, I don't think they're around anymore. If they're around, they got bought out.
Yeah,
they were forced to sell at a massive loss.
I think Amir was an owner. It was like Jake and Amir was like their biggest show, right. And I forget Amir's last name, but I'm sure they sold out and it became just a watered down version of whatever they had, which was a smart move on their part. They're completely forgotten from the internet, by the way.
Yeah, they're completely, and they were a top 50 subscribed channel on YouTube. Imagine how much that would have been worth to the company if they had stayed and even just like maintained their position and kept putting out content. But they fell for the Pied Piper and got led over to Facebook, where they were basically defrauding entertainment companies by claiming that they were getting 10 to 100 times as many views as they actually were. And I don't even know if Facebook got sued or lost money over this, but companies got screwed and they went bankrupt. And there were a bunch of companies that would probably still be around today and be very profitable that fell for getting sucked into Facebook video. And because of Facebook's inherent dishonesty, they went out of business.
And so I guess all these websites are just trying to fuck each other. Really, they're fucking up the entire nature of the progress of content being created and pushed by manipulating all their stats. Everyone's getting caught up in the gears.
This is all to say, we're like, Facebook has had no problem defrauding investors and defrauding their entertainment partners and advertisers in the past. So why the hell would AI there be any different in terms of making these websites look a little more valuable and lively than they actually are? Anyway, speaking of Facebook, there's been a new trend recently where all of a sudden people are trying to want to like Mark Zuckerberg.
Are they actually trying to like Mark Zuckerberg, or is Mark Zuckerberg trying to get everyone to like him?
I don't know. I've heard from a lot of people where, Mark Zuckerberg is, he's kind of cool now.
He's based now because he's saying the exact same things that I would like a tech bro, multi-billionaire owner of the world to say.
People are like, I kind of like Mark Zuckerberg now. He's become a lot more personable by just not acting like an emotionless robot. He's somehow personable and not a dishonest scumbag.
Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg is
who basically does whatever slimy tactics it takes to create garbage products that suck value out of society. I mean, like, people who say this, like, are you literally fucking stupid to believe that Mark Zuckerberg, has somehow changed, and two, he's not just positioning himself blatantly for the Trump administration, which is anti-censorship. Well, I guess let's just get into...
Well, he's like, 37, 38 years old, somewhere around, maybe 40, I don't know.
I think he's got to be in his 40s. He was in his 20s in, 2004, 2005.
For him just to now figure out, like, oh, I was wrong. Actually, being masculine and being against censorship is the good thing to be.
So the news we're bringing up specifically is recently he went on Joe Rogan, and he's doing a big media press tour saying, like, all that censorship we've been doing on Facebook with independent fact checkers, that's all just I was wrong about that, and now we're opening this up more to free speech. It's awfully convenient how all these companies are going back to free speech now that a new administration is becoming president.
Is giving them powerful positions.
They tend to not like censorship of conservative opinions. So all of a sudden, hey guys, I'm become base now.
Right. Now I've become base.
I've turned Facebook into a free speech platform. And people actually fucking believe this, which is crazy.
Today, because it's time to get back to our roots around free expression on Facebook and Instagram. We're going to get rid of fact checkers and replace them with community notes
shirt.
similar to
fucking
X,
believe this.
starting in the US. After Trump first got elected in 2016, the legacy media wrote nonstop about how misinformation
now he's going on about the
democracy.
legacy media. As if Facebook wasn't instrumental in, like, suppressing independent voices.
I assume he posted this on Instagram Reels. But if he actually did, you wouldn't be able to pause it because you can't pause Instagram Reels, which is they have one of the fucking worst user interfaces.
Oh yeah,
all of
Meta's products fucking suck. Facebook has been unusable since like 2014, and now it's just infested with brain-dead, brain-rotted boomers who watch Fox News all day and just sit around with lead stare, commenting on each other's posts, thinking that arguing about politics in Facebook comments makes any difference whatsoever.
I know, they can't help it.
Instagram is just like completely reprogrammed an entire generation of young people to be depressed and like porn addicted. WhatsApp is just infested with scammers and people from foreign countries trying to sell you scam products. Like, God, my fucking friends from high school made me join WhatsApp. They went away from Facebook Messenger, which, by the way, credit where credit due, Facebook Messenger was one of Meta's actually only good and usable products. But even then, it's been completely falling apart now, where like you post a YouTube link and you can't open the YouTube video anymore.
Oh, really?
I have no idea it's like falling apart at the seams.
Yeah. They're desperate to try to maintain their control.
My friends made me join fucking WhatsApp, and it's so goddamn infuriating. It fucking sucks. I get added to a bunch of random group chats with Indian people who now have my personal phone number for some fucking reason. I just hate fucking Mark Zuckerberg, all of Meta's products. They all fucking suck shit. I mean, all you people out there who either have Down syndrome or unfortunately have like either Down syndrome siblings or children, you can be blessed in knowing that at least these people are smarter and probably more well-adjusted than any of Facebook's investors. Because you have to be fucking retarded to look at all this shit and actually look at these products and use it and give a single cent to fucking Mark Zuckerberg, the lying, degenerative clown.
Yes. Well, we are only 17 seconds in.
He's a fucking clown.
He absolutely is.
I like him now because he doesn't act like a robot. Oh, newsflash, people, the robot thing was just an act. Mark Zuckerberg's not a robot. He's just a giant fucking greedy douche who wants to fucking devalue society and
he doesn't work for himself.
Fuck up your basic standard of living and right to privacy and rake in money for fucking investors.
All right, let's see what he has to say to convince me. Because you could be wrong.
About how misinformation was a threat to democracy. We tried in good faith to address those concerns without becoming the arbiters of truth. But the fact-checkers have just been too politically biased and have destroyed more trust than they've created, especially
now they're too biased.
We're also going to tune our content filters to require much higher confidence before taking down content. The reality is that this is a trade-off. It means we're going to catch less bad stuff, but we'll also reduce the number of innocent people's posts and accounts.
Oh, now you care about randomly banning.
We're going to move our trust and safety and content moderation teams out of California, and our U.S.-based content review is going to be based in Texas.
Oh, Texas, wherever all the cool guys.
Oh, yeah. It's almost like all the stuff that Elon Musk has been doing for the past fucking 10 years. And now that he's proven it's financially successful, Mark the Snake is just going to copy and act like, I took ayahuasca in the fucking jungle and reached this epiphany that we're just banning too much stuff.
In 2016,
the political censors are just the political censors are too strong. God, it's so full of fucking. It pisses me off more that people believe he has changed and he's he's based, guys. Mark Zuckerberg is based because he's allowing free speech.
I don't get the impression from Mark Zuckerberg that he is as ownership-full. I know it's a terrible way of phrasing that, of his company in the same way that Elon Musk is. Like, Elon Musk seems like he's personally affected by little tidbits of information or criticism that comes his way. Like, he seems to affect all of his companies based on his own actions, where Mark Zuckerberg seems as though he's reading off a well-scripted and reviewed by everyone on the board.
Hey guys,
say this exactly like this. All of his actions are presented to him, and they're analyzed for the best possible stockholder increase.
Hey, what's up, guys? We've been heavily censoring and banning accounts for 15 years now, but now I've decided that it's time to put the other shoe on the other foot. You don't get to fucking do that, okay? You don't get to come into my house and take a shit on my living room carpet and then suddenly expect me to feel good about you for coming in to clean it up 15 years later.
Is this a bad blunt rotation?
Dude, Mark Zuckerberg needs to be put in a pack. Allegedly, in Minecraft.
What does that mean? In a pack?
Let's just move on. Folks, don't fall for the fucking bullshit.
Yeah. Mark Zuckerberg is not your friend, Zoomers.